the message from the government.
Sure.
If you don't have symptoms and you've tested negative, you're not out of the woods. So, by the way, that's fun for the anxiety. Hopefully nobody has anxiety. 1 in 3 LA residents have been infected by coronavirus. It's a new estimate. It's a Nielsen rating.
Right.
We think this amount of people are watching Jersey Shore. We don't know. But if you have anxiety, this has been great. Hasn't the last year been nice? Remember when we all cared about mental health?
Right.
All of a sudden that went out the window. When the media every other day is going, do you feel good? Guess what? Did you test negative? Guess what? You got it, bitch. It's real and it sucks. But here's the other thing, and this is a message for the people that have survived it, because I've had enough. I really have had enough now I was in a yard yesterday. 2 people in the yard had COVID. Mm-hmm. They hijacked the entire event, which was not really an event. It was just a hang. They hijacked it to discuss how they both beat COVID, how bad it was, and how no one in the history of the world will ever understand the struggles that they went through. Not AIDS, not cancer, not those pussies with ALS. Nobody will understand how hard it is to beat COVID. I haven't had it. I said, I've been being relatively careful. I said, I got very sick in March. I had all of the symptoms. I had tightness in the chest. I had chills. I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't really leave the bed. I was exhausted. I could make it from my bed to my couch. Maybe I lost smell. I don't really know, but I know that taste was all fucked up. I could barely eat. It took me 3.5 weeks to get my things back. And then they look at you and they go, no, you didn't have it. You would know if you had it. This doesn't even feel organic. It's a bioweapon that you do battle with. And they're literally doing like Cobra Kai moves in the yard about how COVID, they're like, you think you're good, and then it hits you from the side, and then you double over, and then you have to kick, and it hits you again. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, well, other people get really sick. You know, my friend's mother had pancreatic cancer. She fought that for 10 years. And they're like, fuck that bitch. I had COVID. You don't understand. It's a bioweapon. They act like they defeated the Chinese military with this. You can't even get a word in edgewise with these people. You can't say that other people get sick. People die of cancer. Is cancer not a thing anymore? What about AIDS with these fucking people? Lesions all over the. How about Ebola? I mean, these fucking cunts will go to Africa, people bleeding out of their eyes. There's lepers on the thing, and they go, you don't know about COVID. I couldn't taste my hot dog. You don't know about COVID. It's just a bioweapon. Ebola is just one of those cute diseases that comes from the nature. It's not a weapon. I beat a weapon. So it just gets a little frustrating. What is that?
Frustrating.
Doesn't it sound better as frustrate?
I do like that. It's quicker.
This whole thing, we know how bad COVID is. We know how much it fucks people up. I've had friends tell me how bad it has been for them, both physically and mentally. I understand that. Dan Carney, for example, my opener who's had it, is now occasionally tired. So I get it. The point is, I don't know why I haven't gotten this, but here's what I will tell you. I know that it's really bad and vicious when people get it in a bad and vicious way. But is one of the symptoms that you have to discuss it for 7 months afterwards? Is there any let up here? Because truly, when you bring up any other disease, they look at you like you don't get it. And I'm like, well, what about ALS, where you get diagnosed and you literally become a puddle and then die within 2 years? They go, nah, still no, not a bioweapon. They go, you don't get it. This is made in a lab and I beat it. And then they tell you, they're like, this is how I beat it. I sat in a room and I just went, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat it. And they're like, you don't even understand what you go through, the mental fitness you have to have. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But again, my friend's mother fought a death sentence, pancreatic cancer, for 10 years. It's unheard of. The woman was out doing marches. She was raising money. There are people that overcome horrible conditions. There are people born with horrible conditions. Okay? So this idea that the only thing in the world that anyone, the mark of a man is that he beat COVID. The mark of a man, the mark of a soldier. They're acting And I know it's bad, but the way that they're talking and acting makes me feel so much less sympathetic for them because it's getting obnoxious. It's obnoxious to tell a group of people that somehow they're less than because they didn't beat what they're calling a Chinese bioweapon. These are the people, by the way, that have had it. They're like, China tried to take Hong Kong with this bioweapon. I beat it, but it's tough. How about ALS? Get ALS up. That's a walk in the park, apparently, because of COVID. Let's get ALS up. Muscle cramps, tight and stiff muscles, slurred and nasal speech, difficulty chewing or swallowing, which ends up no chewing or swallowing, okay? Literally what it does is it immobilizes you. Oh, and it's insane how bad it is, okay? Difficulty swallowing, drooling, lack of restraint, mild cognitive impairment, severe constipation, unintentional weight loss, shortness of breath, difficulty raising your foot. So you bring this up to these people and they go, dude, you don't even get it. You don't even fucking get it, dude. This is like lab made. It's something else. Something different. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. And it's got to stop. I know it's bad, but it's got to stop. Life is a Pandora's box of horror, okay? People have all kinds of problems. Some people's problems are greater than others. Some people have to go through horrible things, okay? I understand that this can be an insane life-changing event for people. It could be a horrible thing. It could kill them. It could kill me. I've been open and honest about that. But what we don't want to do is annoy people to death as well. By pretending that you are the only thing that matters and that the things that you've gone through are the only things that anyone should ever take seriously. That everybody else in this country that's suffering because we have an opioid epidemic or because their jobs have evaporated or because they don't have health insurance, okay? Or that they work all week for shit wages and nobody cares about them and they have to fucking navigate this world without any help from anybody. Those people should all shut the fuck up because you got sick. I had COVID, okay? I don't want to hear about your hemorrhagic fever, your Ebola. Boo.
Like and love these types of people. We like high profile, glossy, people that are vapid and don't have much going on in their heads, but think they do. Like they are under the impression they have big thoughts, big thoughts. Like Meghan and Harry, I've listened to both of them talk. Garden variety retards. Both of them. She's hot. He's royal. But garden variety morons. Either one of them. I watched Meghan and I watched Harry. They were using their emotion to cover up the fact that they were not smart. They were not too smart. And they were... Obviously, it was an emotionally charged interview because they had just left the country. They had found out that the royal family is racist, which was shocking. Up until now, they had only thought that the royal family had murdered Harry's mother. But upon finding out that in addition to murdering Harry's mother, they were also quite insensitive on the topic of race. No good. Up until that point, you said, well, they're just an Illuminati death cult that drink blood and live for 1,000 years and have murdered my fiance's mother. But we're going to give them a shot and let's see how evolved they are. And it turns out they're not too evolved. And I watched the Oprah interview and we talked about it on the show. They're just not bright. So like many people... but they believe they are bright. They say the right things. They're like, there are so many people in the world without. Yes, there are so many people in the world without, which is why we have to come to Los Angeles and live in a beautiful mansion with round-the-clock security. We got to get a deal at Netflix and make documentaries about people that are fucked. That's what it is. They want to be on Netflix and make documentaries about people with cleft palates. She's a Hollywood actress, means she's ambition. She has ambition. Actors are stupid people. They're not smart. Very few of them are intelligent. And the ones that are intelligent are much, much older. Young actors are, and we know many of them, they're insanely dumb to where it's noticeable. Have you ever been with someone who's so dumb it's noticeable, where you look at someone else as if to be in disbelief at what this person is doing? If you had lunch with Meghan Markle, you'd be stunned at how dumb she was. Not because she's black, because I wouldn't think she was black if I looked at her, because she's an actress who was on the show Suits. Okay? She's an actress. Harry is an idiot. He's an idiot for two reasons. Number one, he signed up to fight in the Afghanistan war. That was a dumb move. You're a fucking prince. What are you doing that shit for? Number two, I know it's heroic, I guess, after 9/11, but I think he signed up years after that.
That's hilarious.
And number two, he still believes in this dumb story that the paparazzi killed his mom. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just... So she gets him to leave his family. She goes, why do we want to stay here? And I get it. I'm for them. Why do we want to stay here? They're racist. The weather sucks. The food shit. Let's go to LA. We'll eat sushi by the pool every day. And we'll make documentaries about people with cleft palates. He goes, well, is it when their face is all? Yes. She goes, and then every now and then we'll fly one of them over. We'll clean up their face and we'll take them to Disneyland. But we got to get out of the UK and we got to come to the US. And we're going to go on Oprah. And then every idiot in America, but he's like, but they're mad at rich people. Not our kind of rich people. She goes, I'm kind of black and you're an idiot. So you just, and you're willing to be emasculated. So you just sit there and eat your own cock on TV. I'll tell Oprah that they were chasing me around the Royal Palace with nooses, and then Netflix will open up a suitcase full of money, and we'll go do documentaries about kids with cleft palates. Is it like where their lip is in their nose? Yes. Yes. Just Google it, Harry. So that's what went on. Watching people fawn over them. We like royalty. We love it. We like rich people. Stop pretending you don't like rich people. Stop pretending. The people that tweet about Marxism all day then talk about how much they love the Real Housewives. You just can't quit it. And nobody is a realer housewife than Meghan Markle, who married this ginger retard and took him out of his racist family so that they could live in Beverly Hills or wherever the fuck they live and make documentaries about people without hands on Netflix. Netflix, by the way, who's committed to just giving these people anything they want, whenever they want.
They're making a cartoon.
What is the cartoon about?
It's called Pearl.
Yes.
It's about a young girl who is inspired by influential women in history and counts David Furnish and Liz Garbus among its executive producers. Yeah, I guess that's it. The adventures of a 12-year-old girl who's inspired by influential women in history. The series currently in development. That's all the information we have.
That's it?
She's on a journey of self-discovery as she tries to overcome life's daily challenges, says
Well,
Markle.
that sounds great. Good for her, man. Do you know how many actresses that do a show like Suits just get thrown out in the street
It's true.
afterwards?
Yeah.
Meghan Markle parlayed that into a fucking royal wedding, and then a year in or a couple of years in said, fuck that shit, and left. And I'm not saying the royal family was not racist to her. I'm sure they were, but that also didn't start when she got there. An exciting tale that weaves together fantasy and history. Pearl focuses on a young girl who learns to step into her own power when she embarks on a heroic adventure and meets important women from history along the way. So you know what this is going to be. Like, Pearl's going to go back. You know, there's going to be a scene where Pearl's like, who are you? My name is Harriet. Harriet who? Harriet Tubman. We got a railroad. And you go, oh my God, this is the Underground Railroad? Yes, it is. This is so amazing. I can't believe it. You're so brave and strong. Yes, I am, child. But I'm not nearly as brave and strong as Meghan Markle. Who's that? She was an actress on Suits. It's a TV show. Yeah? She married Prince Harry. You know, the son of that woman they killed in a thing in the tunnel, and they said the press did it, but you know it's good because she was going to marry Dodi Al-Fayed. And he was Muslim. It's a whole thing. It's oil, Saudi Arabia, whatever. You got to follow Cynthia McKinney on Twitter. What? Anyway, I'm just saying. Yes, where's Cynthia McKinney at the Met Gala, by the way? That all she did was talk about 9/11 all day. Where's she?
Where is she?
Where's she? Well, here's what I'm saying, child. I'm saying that I may be brave, but the bravest person ever is Meghan Markle. Thank you. I'm excited for that show.